I'm live. I'm late again, but I'm live. I'm here. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry I'm a little late. I feel like maybe I need to just start realizing that if I'm consistently late to my own live streams, I try to start it at 10 p.m., that maybe starting at 10 p.m. is not the right time, and I should push it out to I'm thinking maybe starting them at 10:30 from now on. Let me know what you guys think. But hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening or night. Yeah, it's late. So I'm rocking the messy bun, but at least I put my face on before the stream, so that's exciting. So it looks like we have Sako here. Thank you so much. Let's see. I love this crimson first. That's hilarious. I love your picture, by the way. I love that so much. And then here's me in the wrong profile, realizing that I just commented on the wrong one. Here I am. Sprawled out on the floor with coffee in hand. Yeah, I definitely need to make some coffee myself, that's for sure. Yeah. It's like I don't know, how late is it where you are? Where you guys are. I know for me I'm on the West Coast, so it's like almost 10:30. Which I like late night streams just because, I'm a night owl, and it's the only time if it's not late, it's not going to happen for me. But also, I don't know, I'm a night writer, so it's easy for me. Like, it's really easy for me to stay up until, 4 o'clock in the morning. Much more difficult for me to get up at 4 a.m., which I should have thought a lot more about when I took a job that starts at 4:45 in the morning. So I like it. Okay. Hi. Ooh, 10:22. All of these West Coast or East Coast people, like, hi. Oh man, I totally wish that I could. Like, I hate time zones because there are so many people that I would love to stream with or have co-hosts, but it's 1:30, almost 1:30 where you are. So okay, so you're with me. You're with me Pacific time. Yes, not the only one. I'm a night owl too, hustle. Nice. Yeah, no, it's good to, I blame the fact that, starting even in high school, I started working in a restaurant. So, it was like the restaurants would close. God, what time did we close? We would close at 10 or 11 o'clock on the weekends, or I think even midnight, if I remember. Yeah, weekends, I think we actually did close at midnight. And then it was like, well, let's go out. So, the thing to do when you live in a small town and you're, a kid is we would go to the coffee shop. It was called Katie's, and it was inside of a casino, but it was the coffee shop we'd go to, and we would sit. Looking back, the waiters and waitresses probably despise us because we were kids, and we would sit in the smoking section. I know it's horrible, and we would just chain smoke and drink coffee. I'm 17, until 3 o'clock in the morning, and then just go home. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Do you want to do it next week? You should send me a message and we'll chat. So I would love to have you. That would be so much fun. So if you're down to co-host with me whenever you want, I would love it so much. Okay, that makes more sense. I wasn't sure if you were making a reference or a joke that I just didn't understand. While people sleep, we make money. Nice. I will say though, there was a live stream. I don't know. This was a few months ago when I was doing them on Tuesday nights because that was my day off. I was so freaking tired. I legit fell asleep on camera. I was supposed to be reading my script and doing my read through, and I was exhausted, and it was late, and I was reading, and I was just dozing out. And then at one point, I was like, okay, here's what I'm gonna do during the next sprint. I'm just gonna make this, turn off the camera, and I'm going to set an alarm, and I'm going to take a cat nap during the sprint. And I just didn't wake up for a while. It was awful. And then I woke up and I was just okay, we're done. I'm sleeping on the internet now, so this stream has to end now. Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it, yeah, let's do it. Send me. Are you on my Instagram? Because that's how I pretty much talk to most people. I'm excited. Instagram. I forgot my sign. Oh, I'll just send you one. I wonder if you're on this one. How do I find you? I think you might be on here, but nice. Okay, I'm gonna send you one from the Indie Bookworm one because it's the only one I changed my login and I can't remember what it is. So if I like get signed out on my iPad, I'm screwed. I should probably change my password again. That's something I can remember. But I'm gonna send you the link. Oh, here you are, right here. I'm just gonna follow you. There you go. I'm gonna send you the link right now. Oh, yay! This is exciting. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. I'll send you this. Mm-hmm. I know how to do it like beforehand. Hold up while I figure this out. Oh, hold on. Maybe oh wait, no, that means share like. Oh, invite. Haha, there you go. Hold up while I figure this out. Oh, hold on. Maybe oh wait, no, that means share. Oh, invite. Haha, there you go. I hear myself. Hold up while I figure this out. Oh, hold on. Oh, invite. Haha, there you go. Okay, so I sent you that. Yay. I hear myself talking, which means I think I have YouTube still open on my iPad somewhere or something. I hear myself talking, which means I am not a ghostwriter. That would be pretty cool. Isn't that where like you write, but somebody else gets to claim your words? That's what that is, right? That would be pretty cool. Isn't that where like you write? Okay, hold on for a second. I'm going to stop my camera for a minute because I have to get it because I have got to figure out why I can hear myself. Oh, there she is. Okay, hold on for a second.
Yay!
This is so exciting. Hold on. Oh, I need to unmute my screen so my actual computer so I can hear you. Hi. Oh my god, this is so fun. I'm so happy that you wanted to do this with me because I mean, live streams are fun when you're by yourself. Because it's also a little awkward, and it's so much better with friends. And we've never actually like done a stream before. I don't think.
Yeah, indeed.
Wow, so exciting.
Is your iPad playing the audio?
Yeah, can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I will be right back because I have to figure out why I can hear myself.
Howdy, folks. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voigt. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. If you are interested in videos pertaining to marketing for authors, you can find a whole playlist of them on my channel. You should drop by sometime. I would love to see you. Yeah, backfeed. Mm-hmm. I have her muted on my end.
That's exactly what was going on. I was open on my iPad and I'm like, why do I hear myself? Like, I'm so confused what's happening. Because I like to have it open on my computer too, like, so I can like go back just to make sure like everything's cool. But I mute that. And so I'm like,
So why is this? Yeah, I gotcha.
oh my God. That's so crazy. Well, I'm like,
I'm too nervous because
oh, don't be nervous. Oh, thank you
because
so much for joining me.
oh my god, I'm kind of starstruck. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, you're so silly. So like, okay, so I have my computer, which I love, right? And
Okay.
it has like a, screen like all computers, but it's like a touch screen. It's big, and I like I've always wanted one. It's like one of those all-in-ones. I'm like, yes, I love my computer so much. Well, the other day, my husband decided it was a great idea to tell the kids like if they did whatever, they could use my computer in their room and we could like watch something, which is fine, like whatever. So I let them do it, but now that made them think that they could just like take it into their
Do it whenever.
so they accidentally cracked the screen, like the tiniest little crack. It's like the tiniest little, and you really, it's only messing with the screen like in one part of it, but because I think it's because it's a touchscreen screen, it is just making my entire computer go wacky. So luckily, I thought today I was like, I'm so worried it's gonna mess up the live stream. So what I had to do is I have to, because I don't like my background because this room is like half storage. So I usually will just like put a table in front of my little red chair in my background, and then I set the computer on it. But I'm like, the screen is gonna get all messed up with like, because literally I'm looking at it and it looks like things, I don't know, things are moving on that screen. So I had to pull it over so it's sitting on the side of me here, and then I have another monitor that I had connected it to, and that seems to be working fine. But I was like, maybe the audio is coming from the computer somehow, but that makes no sense. And it wasn't that. It was just,
Oh my
it was open. But I'm sitting here like, am I going crazy? Like, is it just me? I mean,
God. You are not going crazy. The world is going crazy around you.
alrighty, so let's see. Yes, so ghostwriting. Okay, so that is what, because I was like, ghostwriting could either mean, somebody else can put words, or I'm dead and I'm a writer. So, and I don't think I'm dead.
No, ghostwriting is basically you are writing for another author question mark. So they put their name on your work.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So,
Yes.
no, I am not a ghostwriter. Are you? Sure,
Are
you
you
did
a
it.
ghostwriter? Yeah.
No, it's just me forgetting to hit exit on that side. So, what are you gonna be? Are you working on anything, or are you just kind of
I
hanging out? What are
am.
you doing?
So a dear friend of mine and I stayed up until like 3:30 in the morning yesterday to for a Vela project.
Ooh, I'm so
We're
excited!
doing like a paranormal romance, like Penny Dreadful sort of situation.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Who can you tell me who the friend is? Is it somebody I know?
She's not on AuthorTube, but I kind of hope to drag her online once or twice in the future.
Be awesome. That's what I'm working on. Is I'm working on a Kindle Bella story too. Um, it's a I call it like a dark romance just because it's like so far like when I'm writing it seems really light, but it's basically like it's this woman in like a really toxic abusive like relationship, and that's where that kind of dark crap comes from. But basically like she is trying to figure out why she always goes for the wrong type of men, and her therapist is like, well, write a journal, and that sucks and that's really hard. So then she gets the idea, well, like her therapist says like, well, sometimes it helps to write to somebody different, like to somebody else, like picture people, like people to their dogs or people, whatever. And so that's what
Sure.
she starts doing, and she starts writing these letters that she will never send to an old lover, and it goes through her relationships. So I kind of have been describing it like To All the Boys I Loved Before meets Big Little Lies.
Nice.
And so she just kind of goes through, and there's 5 different parts. And this is why I kind of wanted to write the novella and stuff, and that's where I got the idea for it. So it's like part one is one relationship. So there's like a love triangle, and then a really great person, and then a really awful person, and then the person she's writing to, and then the awful husband.
Ah.
And so it kind of goes through like how she met, like the course of these relationships, and so like each one's like their own little mini story, but they're connected
Yeah.
together. And that's why that'd be good for Kinovella, because like you really
But
sit and touch.
Kindle Vella, they want like tons of content. Holy
Yeah,
cannoli.
yeah. So like each one, that's why I was like, I don't feel like this would. I mean, I think it's a good idea for book, but like it would be so freaking long because
Yeah.
each part is going to be really long. Like I thought they were going to be shorter, and as I started like outlining, like just the first one's really long. Like so, each one it's going to be like
Almost a book in and of itself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause, like
Yeah.
step into the different parts because like as I'm starting to write it, and this is cool because I've never done anything like this, And
Hmm.
so that's why I like that there's so many different.
But that sounds awesome. That
Yeah,
is like a really good story to serialize.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking is, and I think that's why the benefit for me, I think that I have a little bit of experience with screenwriting, and or like I wrote, it was just
Ah,
the pilot, but because I did write for TV, like my last project was thinking in terms of series, shows, seasons. Like, I wrote the pilot, but what is going to happen after the pilot? You know what I mean? So
sure.
it's already in a serialized,
You have
brain.
experience with serialized content
Yeah.
already.
And then trying to switch back to my novel that I was writing before that was really tricky. Not because of just like going from the format of it, but just like switching my brain to thinking different. That's why I was like, well, maybe I'll before I get back into the novel again, I will do something for Kindle Vella because I also feel like I think as writers, I feel like we have it can get really discouraging when you continuously work on a project that nobody is reading.
Yeah.
Because it's not ready yet, and you have to write it, and you have to read it, edit it, and you have to edit it a bunch of times, and then get
And
an
there,
editor, and then beta read, and you have to do all these things before it can ever be in a book form in somebody's hand. Whereas Kindle Vella, you can get in front of their eyeballs faster. I feel like.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I feel like people are more inclined to um so so the downside is Amazon didn't really advertise
Yeah, that's what I was.
Vela, and apparently it requires its own app and like
Really? No, I'm reading through
apparently
Kindle. I've been able to read. I've been reading Zara's book on Kindle, and I know
oh,
Sarah has one. I think Sarah Sutton has one.
Sarah Sutton, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like right on my Kindle.
Oh,
Because I think
then
that
I
I
am
think you have
wrong.
to like search for it though. Like it's harder. I think
Yeah,
you have to look for it, but and then like once you start following the story, it'll just like pop up. Like where did I have it
cool.
in my library? No, it's on here. Oh yeah. So okay. So if you go in there, but I think they're doing a little better because I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but
Oh, I
like
see it.
you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like there's like such a glare, but like it does say Kindle Bella right there now. So I
Yeah.
think you just need to be on your like you have to have the Kindle app. Yeah, and so when I open it up, like you can see I've been reading Kingpin Killers by Zara.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like that's what I've read is that they don't do any like promotion for Kindle Bella. They don't promote
That-
their stories at all, like none of it. And that's the tricky part.
So you have to
You like
market
really have to
yourself like, whoa.
be like,
Yeah.
hey, did you know I have a story? It's out there. But I mean, that's kind of like with any self-published thing through Amazon, though. Like, there's so many books that if you're not telling people that it's there,
It's just washed in a
it's just
sea of
it's just gonna
content.
be. There's so many, so many. So, how far into your project are you?
Like literally 12 hours. We're coming up on 24. We're coming up
Yay!
on 24 hours. So, so 6 months ago, I started writing when Vela was being announced and writers were being really hyped for it and all of that jazz. I started working on a story, and then I made it 18 episodes in, and then my computer died,
No,
and so did my backup.
no,
So it's gone, gone, gone.
no. How did your backup go away?
My backup died. Like it was old already, and it was like I can't be
I'm like gonna
formatted.
cry for you right now. Oh my god, I
My novels, my anchor series, gone. Yeah, yeah. And I basically have to start from scratch.
Oh, my heart is so
So
sad.
that puts a damper on my 5-year plan.
Yeah. What do you use? Like, what program do you write in?
I was using Scrivener
Oh. And they don't have any way of going back and like I thought you could save things like in.
on a cloud or something.
Yeah, they don't. Oof. That's why I use cloud-based stuff for everything. Um, and like sometimes I'll even email myself. Like,
I have been writing a book with BC Brown, right? And we have been writing on Google Docs,
yeah, that's what I use. Yeah,
and it's been great for writing at the same time,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
yeah.
like
To be able to collaborate with it. Yeah, that sounds
to
like
be able to collaborate. It's and like then maybe I'll bring it into Scrivener and kind of like move things around and tweak them and make sure they flow right and stuff like that. Um, Maybe flesh things out.
yeah,
But the fear of backing things up and having the backup die is like, I mean, I have a brand new hard drive and there's plenty of space on it,
oh,
and
well,
but I'm so paranoid now.
oh, I'm sure this is like not even in the same realm of the same thing. But last year I worked on. Oh, and it's so funny. Dane just popped in. Hi,
Oh,
love you. Love you. I'm actually going to talk about you right now. So she remembers. So last year I worked on this project because I always like to do something on my channel for my birthday. I don't know. So the
oh,
first year
that's
I was
cool.
like I did my 35. I turned 35, so I did 35 random things that way. And the next year I was like, okay, I'm not okay. Like when I say I'm obsessed with Sex and the City, it's not like I'm like oh ha ha. No, like it
Like
is my life.
legit.
Like it is.
Yeah.
You could pull up like clips, like tiny little clips right now, and be like, "That's season 4. That's like the episode where this happened, and then right after this, this happens." Like I
It's
have
a problem.
it's so I did my Sex and the City writing blog, and I had like the way that I was doing it, and one of the things that I did is I wanted to kind of recreate as well as you can, like virtually, the like coffee shop stuff where she's with her friends. So I had Hudson, I had Diane Marie, and Rayleigh Bradshaw.
Oh
And we
my
sat
god.
down and we like just chatted and we hung out and we did it all on. I think we did Zoom and I recorded it, and we like answered questions from like the series. You know how she's just like what is blah blah, and every like column she like ends with like a question. So we would discuss that stuff, right?
Mhm.
And it was like an hour and a half long. Um, this chat, and then it like I think something happened to my computer. Yeah, my computer broke and it was on it, and the recording was gone. And I was just like, oh my
No.
god, like I'm not gonna be able to get these people back together. And even if we talk
That's
to the same thing, and like Diane remembers like the meltdowns I had, and it was awful. And then I think it was her idea or Rayleigh's or Hudson. It was one of their ideas. They were like, well, maybe you can just like pull the hard drive out. And I was like, well, maybe. And I did. I have it somewhere in here. So I took out the hard drive from the laptop and I put in like this little thing, and it was there, all of it.
so you could use the
So it
we
was
have the adapter so that you can like, connect hard drive to hard drive, but
yeah.
the hard drive is what failed.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that did not help.
It won't boot.
Yeah. But I can just only imagine because I remember freaking out over like one project, like one, and there was other stuff obviously in
Yeah,
there. But it
just
was like that was the big thing that I was like, I will never get this back, and I did, and it was definitely not posted on my birthday, but I did it. And then this year, I've been trying to read 36 books in 30 days.
oh my gosh.
My birthday's in 2 days, and I have 26 books to read. So my best friend and I were joking. I was doing real good at the beginning, and then I just like the last week I was like, I burned. But I'm going to read a bunch of comic books because I already had like 12
Oh,
planned
good.
out, and then I have like 5 that I just found out that Becca C. Smith actually wrote a bunch when the what is it? Ghost something. What was that show? I'm so tired. It was a show that had Jennifer Love Hewitt in it, and she was like a ghost whisperer. I think the Ghost Whisperer. I think is what it's called. I don't know.
I am not the target audience.
I don't know. Well, she was on that. She wrote on that show, and then she wrote all the comic
Oh,
books. So
oh,
there's
I
like
didn't know
5 or
that.
6 of those, and they're like 27 pages. So that's a bunch. So my goal is to read like 20 comic books tomorrow.
Have you had the pleasure of reading Becca C. Smith and Hina McCord's book
No,
that they wrote together? Oh my
I actually just met her the other day.
god.
Yeah, first time. Never met her before until like, well, like virtually met her, but like this, it was like I've seen a couple of her videos or like seen her on live streams, but she was on a
Uh-huh.
live stream with Sarah, and we were like, oh, we both like screenwriting. Let's, and I was like, let's be friends.
Let's be friends, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, I haven't read anything else by her, so I'm gonna read those all tomorrow because 20 pages will go by quick. So
Cool.
we should probably start the first sprint. Let's go for. What do you want to go for? Like 20 minutes? We'll
20
say.
minutes sounds,
Yeah,
that's my sweet spot. Yeah.
me too. Yeah, so let's go for 20 minutes. So I can't do math. That would be like an 11:06 or 2:06 for you. Oh my god, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Uh, yeah, something like that.
Something like that. All right, so we're gonna go for 20 minutes, and I'm just gonna be working on my outline.
Yeah, I am doing the same.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm gonna actually post something because I forgot to post that we were online. So
Excellent.
awesome. So I will. We will be back in 20 minutes. Okay, how did you do? Oh, did I mute you again? Or are you muted?
I was muted.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh my gosh, where's the window? I did great. I finished my outline,
Ooh,
bullet points, and all of that stuff done. Um, and I think we're just about ready to start writing. I,
oh my god, that's so exciting.
I and we'll start on Sunday, which is super exciting.
That is awesome. So I've never wrote with another person before. So how are you guys doing it? Like you do a chapter, your friend does a chapter, or you guys?
We're gonna do it that way. We're gonna kind of like trade off. So when one person is writing, the other person is editing, and then we switch places, and then we switch places, and then we switch
Yeah,
places.
that sounds like so much fun. Like you would think it'd be hard though to like have like a consistent voice because it's two different people.
That is
That's stressful.
so. I got really lucky with BC Brown in that our voice is somewhat similar. There's a couple of spots where you can tell there's a different writer happening, but we're trying to kind of like meld them together.
Add them together through
So
editing.
there will come a time with my friend Nikki where we will have to like comb through and like meld the styles together to make sure that the voice is consistent.
Yeah. Like I don't know if you ever saw there was we never finished it, which is really sad. I feel like I need to message everybody and figure out how to finish get back to the story. But there was like the author tube story collab that was going around.
I just saw that on your saw the playlist for it. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so much fun. So like, and that was intentionally supposed to be not awful, like, but just like not supposed to sound like the same person because what we did is it started with Rayleigh, and then I think it went like
I miss
really,
her.
I do. I talked to her just a couple days ago.
Really?
Yeah, she's doing really good. Like she lives really close to me. She lives like a couple towns over. We've had coffee before too.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, she lives like two. She lived in I think Utah before, so that's how she got to meet Dawn, and then
Mhm.
she moved there, and then she's like two
I
towns
miss
away.
Dawn too. Shit.
Yeah, I talked. I mean, I haven't talked to her in a little bit, but she wrote the short story for my book box, or it's like the novella, and um, Rayleigh's going to be writing one as well. So I had to put a stop to it because Peggy Spencer was writing one. She got the first part out, but she's like so busy. She's got school, she's got like kids, and she was homeschooling, and so she just had to like stop. And then, so Rayleigh's gonna be doing one. Hopefully, we're gonna get it ready for like November, December to start releasing those again. Um,
Cool.
but yeah, so the story collab though, like it started with I think it went Rayleigh, Rebecca, I think Dawn and then me. I can't remember the order in which we went, but essentially, like we were all supposed to write in our genres, and it was supposed to be like crazy. Like I was thinking, like one minute we're doing like historical romance, and I'm like, whoever does fantasy might throw in a dragon.
Oh, chain stories are so fun. Oh my gosh.
My beat, and we were going on the beats. My beat was the catalyst, I think.
Oh, you
Yeah,
were given
so
beats.
essentially, I Black Dahlia killed her. Like Rayleigh starts out with this super adorable, cute romance, and then I go in there and I make the dude kill the chick in a very violent, bloody way. And I remember sending it to I can't remember who I sent it to. I sent it to somebody, and I was like, "Can you like read this through?" It was like she was like, "You might need to tone it down a little bit because I don't know if YouTube's gonna like this because it was like it was very violent and very bloody." And I was like, "I think
Well,
it was
you know what? YouTube can suck it up.
I still, I mean, I did. I toned it down. I toned it down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I still have hers severed in half.
I'm sure you have that draft lying around somewhere. Yep.
Whatever, you know. But it's just it so makes me laugh, like because we were supposed to write different things. So it starts out as this adorably sweet romance, and I'm just like,
And
no, now she's dead.
then and then it explodes.
No, it's
Yeah.
done. Yeah. And then what's so funny is like I had my intention, like my mind of where it was gonna go was like he didn't actually do it, and it was somebody else. And then I think it was Rayleigh's husband that did a beat too. I'm pretty sure he wrote it as like, yeah, no, no, he did it. Like, what? He did it? But it's just so fun though how you can take one idea and have different people interject their thoughts or their ideas and stuff, and it completely just changes the story, which was kind of the point of ours. But
Chain
I think
stories are
that
super
would
fun.
be
I used to do
so fun.
them all the time when I was in high school. Oh my gosh.
That's the
And
funnest.
just pass the book around
Yeah, just see what happens.
and see what happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then maybe give it to somebody like Black Dahlia, your main love interest.
Apparently.
Which, by the way, okay, have you seen the Black Dahlia movie that had like Josh Hartnett in it, and I had what's his face from the like
Mm,
I
eons ago. Like
yeah,
when it originally came out.
I remember loving that movie. Well, I don't know if the comic came or the graphic novel came before the movie, or if this movie was based on this graphic novel. But I read it for my 36 books in 30 days. It was horrible. It was the exact same story, but it was so bad. And I'm like, I don't understand how I can
The
love this.
movie was not great.
But I'm like, and then I realized I think it was
But
just
the
like
movie
the
was
Josh Hartnett.
better. But I have to admit, the movie was better than the comic book.
Yeah, but they were both awful. I'm pretty sure. But I think it
But
was
they were
just
both
because
awful.
it was Josh Hartnett, and like I don't think
Well,
I don't
30 Days of Night was another Josh Hartnett thing.
like that movie though.
And the thing is that that was originally written as a screenplay,
Mm-hmm.
and then it became a comic book based
Really?
on the screenplay, and then they made a movie,
Oh.
and they changed quite a bit in the movie compared to the book. And I wouldn't go past the first book.
Hmm.
Like there's like all these like offshoots, of side stories and stuff like that of 30 Days of Night, but they're not they're not particularly good.
Yeah, I was not a fan whatsoever of the comic book at all. And I'm like, I don't understand how I like the movie. But then I'm realizing maybe I never actually like watched the movie. Maybe I was just like, I like Black Dahlia, which is very twisted to say that, but I like this mystery, and I like Josh Hartnett, so I'm just gonna like ignore the rest of it.
That could very possibly could be the case. Absolutely.
Sorry, my husband's asking me questions. He's like, "Who are you talking to up there?" No, okay, talking to people.
Mosquito.
That's exciting that you got that. I mean, you got through your outline fast.
Yeah. 24 hours, but we stayed up really super late doing it, doing all the so we use storyplanner.com to like crank out the story.
Oh, I never even
Um
heard of this.
oh yeah. They have a paid version that is like super worth it. Um
Okay.
it's like an outlining community thing, sort of, kind of like it gives you a bunch of templates, like it gives you prompts and you fill it out, and then it gives you all your content in like a text document.
We're gonna look at it.
Cool.
Okay, so what do I do? So okay, so story structure. Oh, they've got screenplay structures. I like this. What is novel launcher? What's that?
It's a 6-stage.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a 6-stage like concept to outline sort of like flow, which is why I was up till 3:30 in the morning filling this out.
that's so cool though. So did you do this one, the novel
Yeah,
launcher? This one?
yeah, the novel launcher.
That is so cool.
So we basically just like spitballed ideas with the explore your idea and your concept and your central character, And then we actually started to like nail down scenes in the story structure, the story plot points, and the actual outline itself.
That's so cool. Yeah.
So the flow was legit. Like
That's
they
really
they
cool.
had to have like tested that out like a million times
Oh,
and
I'm
figured
sure.
out.
So is
And
this
then
the free one, part of the free one, or what is it like? Oh, because then this is your premium story planner. So all of this stuff is free.
pick one, and I know the helper like basically asks you what kind of story you want to actually tell, and then it'll recommend an outline, to give you that sort of thing. I think it's
Oh,
really cool that it's got KM Weiland's outline system.
this is really cool.
Yeah, it
I've
is like
never been on
super.
a planner. Oh, I like this novel, short story, screenplay, nonfiction. This is awesome. Screenplay. Oh, this is so cool. And then you've got just so many different ones that you can pick here from easy to. This is such a cool thing. I'm gonna have to check this out later. Yeah, I've like
Yeah,
never.
even the free version is like worth fiddling around with.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I've never been much of a huge like planner, but then
But now you're outlining a Villa project?
yeah. Well, and I realized like as I was working on the screenplay first, or like the pilot, I can't pants that. Like there's just
No, you can't.
no way. Because and like I've never been I always kind of went through like when I started writing my novel first. I write a novel. At first I was just like not even really like an outline, just like a few ideas. And then I kept getting confused and like I was just like this just isn't working. So then I read Save the Cat writes a novel. So I was like, oh my god, like my mom.
And Save the Cat is on Story Planner.
Oh, that's awesome because that's kind of what I use. And then yeah. So okay. So I get really distracted. I can't like think and write at the same
But you're
time.
trying it.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so Save the Cat. Love it. That's kind of how I plotted everything out with my novel, and that was working really well. But it still gave me like using that as just kind of like my own structure thing, like that instead of like a full on outline. Because I even had like a chapter by chapter outline. I even looked at it the other day. I was like, this doesn't make any sense anymore. The story go like all the way over here, but I can still stick to my plot points, And so that really gave me the freedom to be able to just make things up as I go, as long as then I'm still making sure I hit these other points or like interject the beats into it, and that was working really well. Then I tried that same similar idea with my pilot, and you cannot you cannot like it has to be so deeply structured and outlined and planned out because there is no wiggle room or else you'll go I cut out so much of the first act was like as long as the whole thing should have been. So I cut out like 90% of it, and then I finally got through it, and then now I'm writing this, and so I'm going back to just like beats.
Beats,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was really tricky for me because I've never. And I wanted to ask you, like, have you written? This is your first Kindle Vella project, I'm assuming, right?
This is my first Vela project.
Yeah. So
But
with
I'm writing it like a novel because I have a beginning, middle, and end.
yeah, how long do you think
Right.
it's gonna be?
Um, I don't know. we'll we'll decide like what chapter is going to have what um when we meet on Sunday.
So are you planning on writing the entire thing and then releasing it? Or are you going to be writing as
We're
you're?
going to write the entire thing and then release it
Yeah, that's kind of what
all
I.
at once so people can binge on it.
Oh, so you're going to release the whole thing, or you still? Because I thought you like had to release them in chapters once a week.
I don't think you have to.
Interesting. Yeah, because like
They wanted you to have 20 episodes like in the can when like to prepare for the launch
yeah,
of Zilla. So I don't think you have to do it once a week.
interesting.
I
I like
think
the idea of being able to
I
maybe.
think the way I'm hoping that the way it's set up is I can upload it all and then schedule when it launches.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, it's really. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but like I obviously need to do a lot more research as I get closer. But um, I would do that too. Like that's the plan is to write it all, get it all ready, and then release it. Because I thought you had to release it in chunks, but or maybe even like maybe what I'll do is release like the entire first part.
Yeah,
Then maybe a week later or 2 weeks later or whatever, release the entire because it is broken up into
parts.
essentially like six. Well, it's essentially like six parts, but like the last one is very small. It's basically just like the wrap up, like ending of like okay.
Right,
So she went through this whole journey in her own mind writing these letters, but now what happened afterwards?
right.
Like
What the
the
epilogue
passage
is.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the
Or
six.
resolution. Yeah.
Yeah. And the way I'm outlining it though is going to outline part one and then write part one and then outline part two because even though it's its own separate kind of like story, they are still connected because it's the same character. But I mean, just like in life, like people come in and out of your life, right? And so there are going to be points in time where different characters are going to be popping back up. And I feel like if I outline it all, because I do leave room for making shit up as I go, I want to know what all happened in the entire first part before I start writing or outlining her second
You
story.
know, the way I wrote my Anchor series was I wrote the third book first, the fifth book second,
Really?
and then went back because I knew what to foreshadow.
Oh, that's good.
So that made writing the first book really easy, the second book,
Yeah.
the fourth book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it and now it's all gone.
Now it's all, oh god, oh my god. Because none of this was released yet, or have you released your
None
book?
of it was released yet.
Oh, and have you like taken the hard drive to somebody and been like,
Uh, I, I don't know. I don't dare take it to Mac and ask them to try and get stuff off of it because I have no idea how much that's going to cost.
oh god. You know who this also happened to?
Hmm.
Carrie Bradshaw in season 4 of Sex and the City. She didn't back up her hard drive, and so Aiden went and bought her a new computer, and she got really upset because it wasn't her computer. So then he took her somewhere and had it fixed. I told you. Did I not tell you?
It's a thing.
It's yeah, it was season 4 because she was with Aiden, and she just like was typing the word, and then it was just like error message.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back.
Oh.
So I
So
yeah, from me on, I from now on like if it were me like, and now after hearing your story, I'm like I'm going to back it up in the cloud. I'm going to back it up on my external hard drive. I'm going to email myself every chapter.
I have learned my lesson.
Oh, we're not gonna. I don't want to make you feel upset. So we're gonna. Yeah,
No,
there's
I'm
a
not.
way out of it. Yeah, or you can fix it. I'm sure at some point it will just like I don't know.
I'm sure. I'm sure at some point I can. I don't know. I have no idea what my husband did with my computer anyway. So we'll figure it out.
Well, maybe the next versions will be even better.
I hope
Well,
so.
that's exciting though. So you're almost finished. So with the outline, and then you guys are gonna. What's your timeline for when you are hoping to get it onto Bella?
No idea. We'll decide on Sunday.
That's awesome. Theoretically, my plan is to have it. I want to be able to start like posting in November, but still outlining. And the last time I outlined was my last live stream last Friday because I have a lot of
Mm,
things to do. So I need to like step it up with the writing if I want it to be ready because I have a lot. That's a lot, you know.
yeah.
But I should be finished outlining the first part today during the rest of this live stream because there's not that much more to outline. And for me, my outlines are weird. Like it's basically just a brain dump of like
Yeah.
this happens, and this happens, and like it's some
I do it in bullet points, and this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. And I write it all in present tense. And then when I actually write, I always write in past tense. So I can tell what's a note and what's not a note.
oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I am writing everything in past tense because it's this character's like it's all in the past, and it basically is going to take place over many different years, and there'll be like time jumps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like just different. The one thing that I do really like is there's no like all the side characters have names, but the men in the story they don't have names. They're all just letters.
Well, um,
See how it works, but I like the idea of it. So like that's their name. Like
is the letter.
their name is the letter.
I know, like, in my past, I named the men after the city that they were in. So, like, Mr. Chesapeake, Mr. Waldorf, Mr. DC.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so their name. So basically, the letter is the name. So,
Yeah.
um, but as she's writing, like she's going to be discussing like W, W this, W that, and that's just that is his name. It's just. But then all of the other characters all have names. Just like I don't know. I like it, but we'll see if that sticks. But I do like it. So, and it seems to be like working out. Like it works and seems like it's flowing okay. Like as I'm outlining and stuff. But what I did is I sat down and it was really tricky during my last. What I think like my last live stream or the one before it, where I was trying to do the beat sheet and it was really tricky though because I'm like I don't because there's so many different parts like I didn't understand like how I was doing it and then one of the girls that was watching the stream had an idea and I was just like and that made so much sense as I was thinking about it too much and then I realized like I just need to figure out within these beats where certain things will happen in each different part because essentially the beats are going to carry through the entire story and then each part there was like its own story so that's where it was like my brain was just like I don't even understand how I'm explaining this so how is it makes sense in my head but I'm not explaining it right and so if I can't explain it how can I actually do it
Right.
but it eventually worked out
So, elevator pitch.
yeah
Elevator pitch.
yeah okay so
Yeah.
want to go ahead and do another sprint awesome well you're done with your outline so what are you going to do now
So every Saturday morning, I run a Vampire the Masquerade game on my channel, featuring author tubers as my players.
oh my god we're fun and you do this on what days Saturday
Usually Saturday mornings. I have a photo shoot tomorrow, so instead I am running the game on Sunday instead.
oh cool
So I need to plan that game.
awesome. That sounds like so much fun.
It is.
How do you guys play?
Um, we do dice and stuff on Discord, and then we, you know, so role playing is like collaborative storytelling. It's kind of like writing a chain story, only you're talking and acting it out and stuff.
Oh my god, that's so fun.
And having writers as your players is like the goddamn best because you will always get a background, you will always get ammunition to use against them. Like it, and I am definitely one of those people who like their characters to have their own motives, but they're like they're working together, but they all have their own reasons for working together.
Interesting.
Right? So, like my DC by Night game was like super, super full of secrets and what's the word? Um, conspiracies and
Oh yeah. Oh
you
fun.
know, like all kinds of like crazy stuff going on, which was wonderful. Unfortunately, at one point, I drove a player from the house like screaming. And I was like, am I pushing too hard? Is this game too stressful? Like,
Oh, like legit, like they were just like, I'm out.
she she fled the house screaming.
Did you like scare her, or like she was just like
I over
overwhelmed
I
by her?
overstressed her.
Oh
So, I'm trying not to do
no. To
that
do
to
that,
these
yeah.
guys.
Trying not.
Um, granted, these guys also picked up every thread I tossed them. So, that is up to them to carry all the stuff that I have to dish out. They
Oh,
didn't have to pursue everything I threw at them, but they did. So, and I'm getting ready to wrap up the story as a whole. So, like, that's yeah. There's 4 days in of in game time until like basically the story ends.
oh my gosh. No, what time do you do that on Saturdays?
It's that's 9 o'clock Eastern, so that's like as in early in the morning for you.
Well, it's a very good thing that you don't have that tomorrow morning because it's like almost 3 a.m. your time. So, I mean, are you good to do
Almost,
this?
yeah.
Or are
Hmm?
you like, if you don't, I mean, if you need to go to sleep, 3 a.m. is pretty late.
Um,
I'm happy to have you, of course. But also, I'm just saying, like, it don't feel like, oh crap, I said I'd do this stream with her, and now it's 3 a.m., and now I'm stuck here until she's done.
no, no, nothing like that. I'm just trying to like wear myself out so that I can actually sleep.
That makes sense, yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, like we talked about earlier, like, it's so easy for me to stay up really late, but then I'm supposed to start work at 4, not tomorrow, but 4:45 in the morning is when I usually start work, and it's just like, oh, why did I pick this shift? And then I get off at 1:15. I'm like, yes, this is why I picked this shift.
This is why.
This is why the sun is
End up my
hot.
whole day ahead of
I
me.
know. It's amazing. Especially with having kids and stuff. Like, it's so nice to have like almost my whole day with them. But when my
Hmm.
alarm is going off at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm just sleeping past it, it's not fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I
But
try
yeah,
to wake up at like 8 in the morning every morning, but it doesn't always like pan out that way.
I like my weekends because I get to usually sleep in until 9 and then a couple minions come and jump on me. So, or usually what it is they come running, they wake me up, and then they run into this office to try to tear it apart because they are obsessed with coming in here and just it is amazing the amount of mess that two children can do in 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
It's like, how? How did you pull all of these things out, rip all these things, and pull clothes out of the thing? And it took me 2 minutes to like get up and chase after you. Like, how did you do that in such a short amount of time? I do not understand.
Yeah. How old are your kids?
They just turned 7.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're fun. They're a lot of fun. They're exhausting, but they're a lot of fun. So, what do you want to do? Another 20 minutes?
Another 20 minutes sounds
Yeah,
great.
let's do it. That sounds perfect. Yeah, I had to during the last one. I was telling you, like, my computer screen started completely wigging out, and even though I'm using the other monitor, because all it is it's extending the display, so it was still wigging out on this screen. And I'm like, how am I going to fix this? So I ended up just finding out how to turn the screen off completely because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't put a banner up. I couldn't respond to comments. I couldn't do anything.
Holy crap.
I know. But my best friend had a good point. She was like, maybe she suggest that I look to see if I can just turn off the touchscreen function on this on the actual computer, and
One
that
can
might
hope.
work. Because I'm thinking that the reason it's wigging out so much is I think because it's touchscreen, whatever where that little crack is, it thinks it's being touched. I think that's what it's doing. But um,
Yeah,
so I'll
I
play
got
around
you.
later. All right, let's do another 20 minutes.
Cool, cool.
Alrighty. Hi. How did you do? I think you're muted.
Okay, so I am basically listening through last time's episode
Oh, fun.
so that I know what we accomplished and then I can figure out how to progress the story in a way that they can react to it.
Without making them run out of the house screaming.
And this time they will not run out of the house screaming.
Good. Good. Although, I mean, it does sound entertaining. Okay, so I don't know if you ever read this book. Oh, I do still have it right here. Okay, so I mean, this book came out like a gazillion years ago, but it was Stephen Colbert's "I'm American, so can
And
you?"
so can you.
So
Mm-hmm.
there was a thing, and I think it was like in the jacket or some part of the book where he was like, "You must run out of the store screaming, holding this book." Well, dumb, stupid, ridiculous, like 19-year-old me thought it would be hilarious to run out of the Borders bookstore holding this book and screaming because Stephen Colbert told me to.
Yeah.
And there were many looks. But that wasn't intentional running out of a place screaming because I thought I was so funny, not because my friend traumatized me.
Yeah. But still fun.
But I have run out of a place screaming, so
I have not run out of a place screaming. I have come close, but I have not screamed while running.
excuse me. So I'm just still working my way through. There's only a few more. Like I'm getting towards. I don't know. I keep thinking I'm getting towards the end, but not really, because
The end of part one.
the end of part one. But then I realized there's still not really. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like this is gonna be really long. This is gonna be really really long. I'm kind of breaking out my chapters, but at the same time, as I'm writing them, because that's the one thing I know with Kindle Vella too is I think you have to have like what is it like a minimum of 600 words, which seems really small, and no more than 5,000. So like,
Right.
interesting to see how that actually breaks down as you're like writing.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have some more people here. So is
Yay!
it
Hi,
Helene?
Diana.
Hi. And then, so I feel I see a good morning. So that makes me feel like you are either saying good morning because it's like the middle of the night where you are, or like it's like the morning where you are. So tell us what part of the world you are in. And I usually stop my streams like at midnight, but I also started this one a little bit late. So I don't know how much longer Sacco can go, but I can go a little bit longer.
This might have been my
Yeah,
last
it's like 3 a.m.
sprint.
You know?
Yeah. It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got a 10 o'clock shoot that I should probably show up
What is that? Can you share what that's for?
to. So I am doing a horror themed pinup book, and we are doing a blood centric shoot tomorrow.
Like you're gonna be covered in blood?
I'm not the one covered in blood. My model is. So
Oh,
I'm on the other side of
you're
the
the one
lens.
taking the photos. Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So my husband has a lot of like like kind of like movie type props all over the place, and he has a big thing of blood. And I can't remember exactly what he did to my child, but he did something where I think I can't remember. I was like at the store, I was walking my dog, or doing something, and I come back, and he pretended to cut his hand or something with the fake blood. And all I know is my child understood that it was fake blood, but
Oh.
was freaking out. Like wouldn't go to the kitchen, like wouldn't let me show him. Like, look, it's just a jar. Like here, I had to like hide it behind the air conditioner
Yep.
because he was not having it. He was not having it. The other one was just like, whatever, I don't care. Haha, but he was, yeah, he was not having any of it. He was very upset about the fake blood. And I think it was like he said cut his finger, his hand, or something, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, 9 a.m. in Germany.
So it is Helena.
Yeah.
Helena.
That's fun. Well, thank you so much for popping in. This was so much fun. I appreciate you just kind of hanging out with me today. So the next time, if you ever want to go live, I do these on Fridays, so we can plan it out ahead of time, or you can just be like, "I'm here, add me," whatever you want to do. So I really
Cool.
appreciate it, though. I had so much fun because I think this is the first time we've actually spoken with like words
Like
that we can
face to
hear.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. It's been super awesome like hanging out with you tonight, and I'm really glad I got to be productive on this stream, which was really great. And I hope that you continue to be productive over the rest of your stream.
Thank you, and I will see you later. Good luck with your photo shoot tomorrow.
Yay! Thank you. Goodbye. See you later, guys.
So I've never done this. Do I just remove you? Like I
Nope,
just.
I can leave.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Awesome. So okay. So yeah, I usually stop at like 12, but I started a little bit late, so I'm down to do like one more sprint. Are you going to be writing, or are you just hanging out? Yeah, I'm thinking because I got a little bit more like well, now that I'm getting into like a rhythm, I do have a lot of cleaning to do. So why don't we just do like one short little sprint of like I don't know, maybe 15 minutes, and then I'll end the stream. But I think in the future, I think like starting next week, I think I'm probably gonna start them at 10:30 and go from like 10:30 to 12:30, just because I've noticed my last couple ones I'm not starting on time because it's hard for me to get started at 10 because I'm usually like busy getting the kids down and this and that, and then that'll allow me to have a little bit of buffer time, and I feel like I do get more people joining towards the end of the sprints too. So I think maybe next week I will plan to go till 12:30. But let's just go. Yeah, let's do 15 minutes is perfect. Yeah, so you're working on the last or the next chapter for your novel. That's great. And 15 minutes is perfect. So yeah, let's just do 15 minutes. We'll end it at I'm gonna say 18 minutes because that should be 17 minutes. That should put us right at 12:20. All right, so that is the end of the last sprint. How did you do? I wrote, what did I write? Okay, so I wrote two, well, basically three parts of my outline. Two were pretty short, and then one was really, really, really long. It's like the big, kind of the big moment that changes the story for like the first section of this story that I'm writing, and it was pretty good. I'm excited to start actually writing it pretty soon. Um, did you get a chance to finish your outline? How did you come up with your last names? Like I've used, like baby books and stuff like that for first names, but I suck at coming up with last names. Like I hate looking for last names. Yeah, it's nice because I don't think none of my characters really need to have a last name. They all just have a first name, or the main characters have just letters for their names, but it's kind of a thing. All right, and yeah, so I'm going to end this stream here, but I will be doing this again next week. I would love to have you. If you're watching and you're not subscribed to my channel, please do. I do these live streams every Friday. But yes, so starting next week, I think I'm going to push it back a half an hour. So I'll start at 10:30 and end at 12:30 Pacific time. So hopefully that will work out and you can join. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming and hanging out and finishing your outline with me. And hopefully I will see you again next week. Bye.